with the JPC management, and it simply does not get anywhere. There was an attempt in the previous term to fix the outside of this building to try and close the water leak seepage that's coming through, obviously, either from outside or the fire hydrant system. So this issue is well recorded. There is minutes around it. Spoken to different officials. The city manager also knows about it. And obviously from his side, he's also raised it a couple of times.
I didn't understand
But
that.
this particular issue is really troubling, because it not only affects, and it goes back to the same issue that we tried to address yesterday about the slippery floor. It's unacceptable that the floors were as they were yesterday, including that parking area. Councillors' cars are getting damaged, and a whole lot of other issues. One can't walk into water for that matter, but the entity is in itself is not looking after this particular building. And unless we are able to do something, really, I am tired. One has got to raise issues of this nature, because you get visitors at this center, you get ambassadors. I'm sure that the president also comes here for meetings. The premier comes here for meetings if they need to. And really, we have to do something about it. And as council collectively, I've had many complaints from councillors on this particular issue. I'm just simply tired. It's not something that we should be addressing in this council, but I really expect the acting city manager currently to take action. Number one, that the executive mayor also takes note. I'm sure that she's concerned about that. That something really happens from this meeting onwards. So, councillor, we've been on this issue, and if department needs minutes on how many times this issue have been raised, I can produce those minutes. It's simply unacceptable. Councillor Stolle.
Lord Speaker, no Mayara.
We are back on the item.
Yeah, okay. I was rising just to warn you about what happened yesterday that might not repeat today, because I was thinking that maybe you are calling to close the debate, and then my name was submitted. I thought that maybe you forgot again. But
No, I didn't, Councillor.
Oh, as a good man I am, I forgive you in advance. Right, greetings to the Speaker, Councilor Vasco Gama. Greetings to the Mayor, Councilor Mpopalati. Kimo, Mayor? Okay. And then greetings to the Whip of Council and the Chair of Chairs, Councillor Mayers and Councillor Makubele. Greetings to the chairpersons of Section 79 committees, as well as councillors, fellow councillors, especially the ACDP caucus. I'm rising on the item number 14, 15, and 32 with a great consent, knowing, of course, that it has nothing to do with the current administrator. It was a mistake or misjudged from the previous administration, or carelessness, should I say it. The concern I'm raising is the issue of the city residents are being given high billings of the water and the others, even though they did not use, but they find themselves disputing the payment. I've got a proof of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my church that was high built, and then we are disputing that. Can please the current government make sure that resolve this matter in the way possible? Because it's not that we don't want to pay rates and services, electricity and water, etc. But if we get a billing that one can question himself, was I feeding the whole, so where to with my water or electricity or what? So please, we need this matter to be attended as soon as possible. We're also rising as a ACDP with a great concern of things that are happening, especially in the GICT, that need to be taken into consideration. And I plead to the current MMC and the current chairperson to take note of that and try to resolve speedily. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. MMC Sadabi.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you to all the councillors who have provided comment. I want to start with Councilor Radebe, who said that the Amaglut government of the previous term did not leave the city broke. There's a well-known psychological condition called cognitive dissonance. And simply put, it means when the mouth speaks what the heart does not believe. On the 1st of July 2021,
Order,
there was 6.6 billion rand in the bank, cash.
MMC
On the
Sadabi.
31st of December, the end of the second quarter, there was 2.7 billion
MMC
rand
MMC Sadabi,
Cash.
this point of order. Councillor?
missing.
Yes, Speaker, my name is Councilor Tefo. I just did not understand what the Speaker was saying when she opened her speech, when she said Amatluk. I don't know what is Amatluk government, the previous government, that is called Amatluk. So,
Councillor, please take your seat. Thank you. Councillor Sadabi, please continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. For clarification, I'm a glute, those who loot. From 6.6 billion rand, we lost 2.7 billion rand cash in the bank under the government that we are told did not leave the city broke. And that is the same answer to all of the questions disrespectfully put by Councillor Dlanjwa, because this MMC was not MMC for quarter two, and this current mayor was not the mayor at the time. And your disrespect can be known. But the answer to all of those questions is the same. Quarter two ended on the 31st of December 2021. This government had been in place 2 weeks. We had not had an opportunity to have any influence. With respect, the government had been in place for 2 weeks. The mayor had been elected 2-3 weeks before that. The government was in place on the 13th of December. So the major question that does really need to be answered is the SAP, which is also a contract that was allowed to expire and not replaced. And in this same chamber, in April last year, I explained that the city was in trouble then. We do not have an ERP provider, because that was not organized. when this government had been put on notice by EOH in April 2020. What we do have is a panel of SAP program providers that we can access via MTC if needed, and we have access to SAP South Africa in case of an emergency. The new plan is busy being discussed. It is in the budget for the next year, and it will be different than the one that was before, in that the businesses will be required to buy into the project and to drive their requirements. And so to answer the final question, and that had to do with Moody's downgrades. We are still within
You're not
targeted-
audible, Councillor.
We are still within targeted.
If you can just pick the
Am I
mic.
done?
No. You're not audible.
Oh,
Okay. Thank you.
we are still within our targeted grading. The Investor Roadshow will take place towards the end of the month with better financial management, with better supply chain controls, and with a government that cares and chooses to run this city well. We will improve, and I thank you.
Thank you very much, MMC. Chair De Lange.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I just want to take the opportunity to thank all the old and the new members of the Finance Committee for attending our sittings and with the robust debates that took place in the committee. I'm looking forward to the rest of the term to work with everybody and for their inputs tomorrow on the annual report. Then I ask of Council, with the recommendations on pages 14.4, 15.2, 32.11 and 32.12 to approve the items as tabled. Thank you.
Councillors, are the recommendations agreed to? Thank you.
We are now on item 16, which is a performance assessment report for the Office of the Ombudsman for the 2021-22 financial year for the period October to November 2021. Read together with item 38, which is an oversight report of OCOL on the 2021-22 second quarter budget and performance assessment report of the Legislature of the City of Johannesburg, Office of the Ombudsman for the period of October to December 2021.
Chairperson Rafferty.
Thank you, Speaker. All protocol observed. I rise to table the report of the Ombudsman, second quarterly report of the Ombudsman. A number of things that has been highlighted through the reports that we have received, but let me start by congratulating the department for achieving a 93% of their KPIs. However, there is a few challenges that we have picked up with regards to that. One of the major things is if we want the Ombudsman's office to be obsolete or to be deemed useless, it's for because we have a challenge with departments that are not responding to the investigations that is been given to the Ombudsman's office. And I call on all the MMCs to please look into this so that we can ensure that this office becomes effective. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. Councillor Mkuna.
Thank you, Speaker. Greetings to the caucus leader of the EFF, Councilor Rasrute, and fellow councillors in the chamber. Speaker, the economic freedom fighters, the conscience of this country, the savior of poor people of this country, the only organization that consistently provides super logic and congently pursues matters that affect the country and its citizens, notes the mandate of the Ombudsman as the following: to receive and investigate complaints of maladministration, unfair treatment, alleged violation of human rights by the COJ and its municipal entities. Speaker, we will endeavor to outline